just going to do one piece of the work at a time. So at the top of the page, I want you to either draw your tic-tac-toe board or your triangle, whichever one you like better. So if you like the triangle better, draw that with the positive on the top and the negatives on the bottom. If you like the tic-tac-toe better, positives in a diagonal, negatives everywhere else. This helps you when you multiply and divide negatives. Okay? Sure, as long as you know what the check marks and X's mean, then we're good. Okay? So again, this is for like if you have a negative times a positive, you cover it up and the answer's negative. Or you can just say negative times a positive is a negative. The first thing you're going to do is we're just going to do these 4 problems. We're going to do 4 multiplying problems. Okay? So I want you to work all 4 of those out, and then we'll come together and check them. So the first one is positive 6 times positive 9. A positive times a positive is a positive. So 6 times 9 is 54. Positive 7 times negative 7. A positive times a negative is negative, and that's 49. 7 times 7 is 49. Number 3, you had to actually multiply this one. Negative 19 times negative 2.
38.
38. Positive or negative?
Negative.
Not negative.
Positive. 2 negatives.
There's 2 negatives. Negative times a negative
Oh, I didn't see it.
is a positive. 2 negatives there.
I didn't see a negative on the night.
Okay. But yeah, it's right there. Number 4, negative 3 times positive 3. A negative times a positive, negative 9. Okay? Now I want you to do the 4 dividing problems underneath it, okay? So take a second and do those 4 dividing problems. Number 5, these are different signs. Positive 27 divided by negative 9. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. What's 27 divided by 9?
3.
3. That's negative 3. Number 6, negative 42 divided by positive 2.
Negative 21.
Negative 21. Number 7, negative 14 divided by negative 1.
Positive 4.
Negative divided by negative is a positive 14. And number 8, negative 63 divided by positive 9.
Negative 7.
Negative 7. Good.
Big brain.
Any questions on 1 through 8? So your IXL C16 is this one. Your IXL C19 is this one.
Alright.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, now let's look at these order. Well, let's do the distributive property ones first. So let's look at numbers 9 through 11. Now, let's do number 9 together. So if you have a number on the outside of the parentheses and you're distributing it, because notice we can't add what's inside the parentheses here because there's a y, so we can't add those together. So in order to simplify it down, you distribute. That means you multiply it to both numbers on the inside. So we're going to do negative 3 times positive 5y. Negative times a positive is a negative. That'll be 3 times 5, which is 15y. Then we'll do negative 3 times what? Positive or negative 16? Negative. Remember, that sign goes with it, so that's a negative times a negative, which is a positive. And then you'll do 16 times 3. 16 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. You get 48. That's your answer. You can't add those together. That's why we use distributive property, is when we can't add together what's inside. Why can't we? Because this is being 5 is being multiplied to y, and we don't know what y is. So I can't say I have 5 y's and then take 16 y's away, because this one doesn't have a y with it. Okay. All right. I want you to try 10 and 11 by yourself. Remember, what's invisible in front of that y? A 1. Remember, there's a invisible 1 right there. Number 10, negative 1 times positive 50. Positive or negative? Negative 50y. The y goes with it. And then I have negative 1 times positive 12. Positive times a negative is a negative 12y. Now we are going to do this in later weeks, talk about combining like terms, but because both of these have y's, you can actually put them together. So they're the same signs, keep and add, and you actually can get negative 62y. You can actually put them together. Okay. On 7 times negative 4. Negative times a negative is a positive 28. Negative 7 times what kind of 8? Positive is negative 56. What's 28 minus 56?
Wait, minus.
Negative 28. So we had to do 56 minus 28. 28 happens to be... Huh? It is. That's why we're having to subtract them, because we have positive 28 and negative 56. So we subtract and get negative 28. Okay, now, you won't see many of those distributed property ones quite yet. We're just kind of getting your brain going with those. Now we're going to start doing the order of operations ones. You don't have to list out in words, but under this right here, I do want you to put PEMDAS at least so you can go back to it. Okay? Multiply and divide from left to right, add and subtract from left to right. We're going to do these one at a time, but you're going to do them on your own. This is the guided part of it, is that you're going to do it, and then I'm going to go back through and make sure you did it correctly. Okay? So let's start with this one. This is negative 80 divided by positive 20 plus 7 plus 2 to the third power. Okay? Try that and see how you do. Negative 80 divided by positive 20. A negative divided by a positive gives you... Negative divided by positive is a negative. Now, when you're dividing like anything with with zeros on the end, you can actually cancel those zeros out. And that's really just negative 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Now, that's fine if you did the 20 because it's 20, 40, 60, 80. It's 4. But it's not 40. I think that was a common mistake I was helping people out with. Okay? Then we're still in the parentheses. Negative 40, sorry, I even said it. Negative 4 plus 7. Are they the same signs or different? Different, and different signs. Subtract. You keep that positive because 7 is bigger. We're done with the parentheses, so we bring down everything else. Now what do? Exponents. Do not add first. You do your exponents. 2 to the third power is 8. And then 3 plus 8 is 11. So check and see if you did each part of it right. All right, now I want you to do number 3. Try it on your own. Okay, so on this one, you have parentheses first. We have negative 12 plus 2. These are different signs, so same signs, keep and add, different signs. Subtract. You keep the negative because you have more negatives. You also have to keep the parentheses. Now, I think that's been the thing I've seen the most on this one, is not keeping the parentheses. If there's not a plus or minus or something outside of it, that means to multiply. We'll get to that point. Next, we do our exponents. That's 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. The negative goes with it because it wasn't in a parenthesis, right? So it wasn't with the base until the end. Bring down everything else. Then we multiply. What is 6 times negative 10? 60. Negative 60. Negative 27 plus negative 60. They are the same signs. Same signs. Keep and add. You get negative 87. You get that? All right. Number 4. We've got that's 18 divided by negative 2 plus 11 minus 20. Make sure you do your order of operations inside the parentheses and then add 6 at the end. Okay, so on this last one on this list, we have division first inside the parentheses. So that's 18 divided by negative 2, which is negative 9. You have to keep the parentheses as you go down. So then we have negative 9 plus 11. Are they the same signs or are they different? We subtract because they are different signs. So what's 11 minus 9? 2. It's going to be positive 2 because 11 is bigger. Now we have 2 minus 20. 18, positive or negative? Negative, because we only had 2. We take 20 away. We're done with the parentheses, so we can drop it. We have negative 18 plus 6. Are they the same signs or different? Different. You subtract and you get negative 12 because 18 is bigger. So now we're going to look at number 5. Using the steps listed, list the order of solving the problem. So here's the problem. Negative 30 times 4 plus 6 to the second power minus 28 divided by 4. Here are the list of steps. Which one of those would you do first? Which one of those would you do second? And which one of those would you do third? Like, in order. You don't have to work it out yet. But just list your order. So, which one came first? The 6 to the second power came first. Your exponents have to come first. Then what? The negative 30 times 4 because you're multiplying and dividing from left to right. Then the last step on this list was negative 28 divided by 4. Now number 6 tells you to solve the problem. So you can do that on the back. You can, if you have room on the side, you can do that. But solve number 5 and get an answer. Okay. What did we do first? What did we say we do first when we made our list over here? Exponents. What is 6 to the second power? Not 12.
It's 36.
36. You know it's not 12. All right. Bring everything else down. So now we have multiplying, adding, subtracting, dividing. What's next? Multiply. Negative 30 times positive 4 is negative 120 plus 36 minus 28 divided by 4. What's next? Division. What is 28 divided by 4? 7, and that's going to be a minus. Bring everything else down. Are we going to add? Well, it says plus, but that's negative 120, positive 36. Same signs are different. Different and different signs. Subtract. So you should get negative 84. Then same signs, keep and add. Yeah, you should get negative 91. Okay? And that's it.